Hello and welcome to Coffee Chat with me, Jody Musiak, the Confidence Corner edition. I am so glad I was able to make this video for you today. We were hit by a wicked windstorm over in the West Coast in BC, and we lost power for a little bit. Luckily, not too long, not as long as other people, but it was out overnight. And I was like, And then today, the sun is shining in abundance. We haven't seen this much sun in one day in a while. So it was a really beautiful reminder that wherever we are in our life, it never stays the same. So, the storm and the crazy winds, like it shook our home, our house, and it was really an intense storm. And afterwards, the sun came out. It's been a beautiful, beautiful day. So if something's going on in your life, just remember, it won't last forever. Life is constantly changing. So if it's really good right now, embrace it, enjoy it, let it ride through you, move through it, celebrate it, all that fun stuff. And if you're going through a rough patch, know that the storm will end and the beautiful sun will come out. So today, I want to get back to confidence and really start with, where does confidence begin? Maybe you've lost it for a little while or a long time. Where do you find it again? Where does it really begin, and how do you build it back up? Because once upon a time, you were super confident, and somewhere down the line, you lost it. So where do you find it again? It's called self-love. When I first started on my self-love journey, I didn't even know I was on a self-love journey. I mentioned it last video, so I'm not going to go into my story of where it came or where really it started. But I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't building a relationship with myself. I was constantly looking outward at all the other relationships in my life, or lack thereof. And when I finally hit rock bottom in my life and realized I wanted to change, that's where it all began. Now, I'm not saying you have to hit rock bottom. You can begin right where you are right now. And it really is just building a deeper, loving relationship with yourself. Now, this might sound super easy, right? I'll just throw the word self-love out there, let it land, right? That's not really how it goes, right? Life gets busy and we get lost in life, things that are happening in our life. And the everyday, and then the not so everyday, where circumstances happen, knock us down, maybe for a while. We have to re-find ourselves, reground. And I know this because, like I said, over a decade ago, I was constantly on go, doing everything for everybody else, and really reaching for things outside of myself. And it was until I started slowing down and looking inward that I really realized that confidence was already here within me, just had to find it again. And it really, I know it sounds like it, I know it's not simple, but it's about slowing down and starting to create a loving relationship with yourself. And I want to share a couple little tips with you today. The first one is schedule you in. Make yourself a priority. I even found myself this past year and a little bit getting lost in my world of busyness, and I started taking less time for me. I had my son home for the year. They don't have junior kindergarten here, so he was home with me, and I spent more time with my children and things like that, and it was beautiful. But I did lose a little bit of my priority with myself, and I eventually got it back slowly. And every so often, I still, life happens, right? The thing is, though, schedule it in. And I know, for me, I'd always have it in-ish, but it was at the bottom of my to list, and I realized, whoa, I am not making myself a priority anymore. And now It's rearranging things. It's like, ooh, becoming aware of it and then shifting back. So schedule yourself in. Treat it like an appointment. Say it was like a dentist appointment, a doctor appointment, even a spa appointment. Now, maybe if you're not taking time for you, maybe you're not booking spa appointments, but treat it as an appointment, like you are committing to somebody else showing up at a certain time, and commit to you. Make you a priority. You wouldn't cancel on your dentist, right? Okay, maybe you would, I don't know, but treat it like it's in there and it's, you know, carved in stone per se. I always say to my husband now, because I used to be like so rigid in my ways, I would say, we need to plan and then allow to have that plan fluctuate with life, because we do have 2 kids and life happens. And it's okay to postpone something, but you can't make that a habit for like a week, a month, and into a year, right? Something's always going to come up. Now, if it's really important, obviously you need to adjust. Most of the time, life isn't that dire and not important to put you off the importance of you and spending time with you. Like, for instance, I was getting into a habit where I had the house myself for like maybe an hour or 2. And then I be like, oh, what needs to get cleaned? I was falling into that pattern. I'm like, wait a second, that can get clean later. Like when the kids are home, I can still clean. You know, that kitchen mess can wait. And I finally started taking time for me again. It can be that simple where we get caught in, oh, I should clean, or I should do this and this, and then we lose track of taking time for us. But why is it so important that you schedule yourself in to find that confidence? The more you get to know yourself, the more you get to build a relationship with yourself, a deeper, loving relationship, you get to realize how amazing you truly are right here in this moment. When you take time to get to know who you really are, what makes you, you, not the things around you, not being a mom, not being whatever you're doing for your work. You, what is it really deep down that makes you, you? Because those other things are amazing. I love being a mom. I would not change it for a moment. But honestly, when I meet people, I don't want them to know me as, you know, my kids, like I'm Anastasia's mom or Jaden's mom. No, I am Jody. I am me. And it's very important that I embrace who I am always. And that doesn't make me a different, you know, I am a mom, yes. But I want people to know who I am, regardless of my status, being married, being a mom, even being an empowerment coach that specializes in confidence. Even that doesn't go down to the core of who I truly am. Is it part of me? Yes, but it doesn't go down deep into the core of who I am. And when you create a relationship with yourself, you get to know. You allow this time and space to get to know you better. So then when something happens in your life, and maybe somebody says something that makes you feel a little sad inside, like they put you down in some way, it doesn't matter as much. I'm not saying it won't hurt, sting a little, but you know who you are. You're like, wait a second. I am amazing. So we look less outward for, you know, people cheering us on or like boosting our confidence. And the confidence is within. We don't need somebody else's approval to be amazing. And that's what happens when you really get to know yourself better. And scheduling it in is a really good thing. And I find with scheduling is you might not have to schedule it in as much. It won't have to be as rigid. Before, when I was having a problem finding time for fun, or I forgot about fun, really, I scheduled it in. And now I just have fun all the time. My kids are like, you're the funnest mom in the world, or the funnest person in the world. Anyways, can't remember. My daughter just said that to me last night. But I had to schedule it in, and it felt forced, and it felt like just not quite right. But the more you do something, the more it becomes a habit. And then the more you just get back into it. And this will become a fun tool, a really helpful tool when you get caught up in the wheel of life, like this big ball and a snowball effect of getting into things. And just like me, I was like, whoa, I need to schedule me in again. And then once I keep doing it, it just becomes second nature again. So these tools will really help you, because we all fall down a little here and there sometimes. You know, we all make a little slide. We all make mistakes. It's part of life. And yeah, so schedule you in, and that's where it really begins. Make a commitment. It can be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but make you a priority again and just see what happens. And then the other one is create a list of things that bring you joy. You, not somebody, like this idea of like what you should have is joy. Like if you don't like going to the spa and getting a massage or a pedicure, that doesn't really bring you joy. Just somebody said it's a great self-care activity. It might not be for you. Make a list that is designed just for you. Like for me, I love going in the forest and walking and just taking in the forest around me, or walking along the water. I like water is like a huge thing. Obviously, we moved across the country to be surrounded by ocean. Water is a huge one for me, but it might not be for you. So make a list of everything that brings you joy. Now, you might have a very small list, or maybe you have a huge list. Start where you are. And if you're looking for things to put on that list, start by trying new things. So there's actually 3 things you can do here. Schedule time in for you. Create a list of things that bring you joy. And then go out there and try something new. Because we don't always know what brings us joy until we try it. Like for instance, we signed our kids up for Scouts, and our kids are very independent thinkers, and in other words, they're a little stubborn, and it has to be up to them to do things. And when we first signed up, they had rock climbing on the list of things to do. And I didn't think our kids would be up for it, because they have this little fear issue. And I think actually over this past year and a little bit moving here, we've just kind of let them climb rocks and like go crazy, like, you know, step out of their comfort zone themselves. However, and we have, I call it free range living. We don't have a fenced yard. The kids just kind of roam. Anyways, so they just know the boundaries of where they need to stay. You know, a couple neighbors' houses and stuff. Anyways, so I didn't know how they would react to rock climbing, and they were so excited about it being on the schedule. And I was still like, just being mindful of the situation. Like maybe they wouldn't like rock climbing, and it's like, it's okay. Hopefully they'll try it and not let their fear stand in their way. Well, my daughter reached the top like 6 times, like just nonstop going. When my husband went to go pick them up, my daughter was still on the wall climbing. She was at it for hours. Like I forget if they were there 2-3 hours. They were just nonstop climbing. And my son liked the balance being better and was there a lot, but did try the wall and went halfway. They loved it. I would never have tried that for our kids. I didn't think that was something they liked. But my daughter loves it. So we'll be going back. Same with us. And it's just kind of like, we have these ideas of what something we might like or might not like, but we haven't tried it. So until we try it, we can't say if we like it or not. So it's the same thing I say with our kids with trying food. You don't know you don't like it, just try it. Anyways, back on topic. If you have a very small list, or even if you have a huge list, go out and try new things. You never know what else will bring you joy. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye for now.